So hey, hello everybody. Thank you, Oswin. Thank you to the whole Mid-Realm Rum staff. You guys are giving us great resources to share really awesome information and keep our classes moving and keep us all connected while we're all stuck at home. So I want to say a super big thank you to Oswin and the rest of the Rum staff. You guys are awesome. And thank you everybody for coming today. I hope you are here for a class that I'm teaching on how to use Google resources to mimic a website for your SCA hobby. It can also, of course, be used for any other hobby. We're just gonna be putting it in context of your SCA stuff right now, because a lot of people do not have web pages. They don't really know how to build them, and this is kind of a learning curve. And so this is a kind of a hack on how to do that. So let me also back up and introduce myself. My name is Baroness Sophia the Orange, and in real life, you can find me on Facebook under Lara Coutinho. And I grew up in the Mid-Realm, will always be my home of homes. And right now I live in Atlantia, and I'm really enjoying all of these online learning opportunities that the SCA is diving into. So as we do so much stuff online, I was hoping that this class could help folks to take some of the stuff that we normally use and share and put it online so that we can share it more and better. So I will also say there is I have a minor message for you when it comes to online security. All of this stuff I'm going to teach you here today is about stuff that is not particularly secure. So do not use this for your banking information, for your social security number, for things that you would be heartbroken if it somehow got hacked. And I'll tell you why. Because Google resources are great, and there is only one level of protection between you and the rest of the world, and that is your username and password. That is one layer of protection, and that's great for most things. But as you might have experienced, if you log into your bank, you have multiple hoops to jump through. Sometimes they call it two-factor authentication. If you forget your password for your bank, you're gonna have to jump through a couple of hoops, usually get a text message or something in order to get through to that. So when it comes to sharing this information online, keep in mind there's kind of a dividing line in what you should be sharing on a platform that only has one layer of protection versus multiple layers of protection. So all the stuff that I'm going to share with you today, I am encouraging you to use it for anything that is not going to be a life-threatening problem if somebody guesses your password. Passwords are hard to manage, and sometimes they can get they can get to be problematic if you use the same password over and over again, or if you don't change your passwords regularly. That's a security weakness. So everything that I'm sharing with you today, be mindful that there's only one level of protection between your information that you're putting on Google and the rest of the world and any bad apples that might be out there. And that one layer of protection is your username and password. So I recommend that you don't put things on Google that's just protected by that one level, that are things like your bank account, your social security number, other passwords that you use. This is for stuff that is not life-threatening. So I hope you all understand that. I'm going to take just a minute to see if you have questions about that, because online security is a thing, and we most of the time don't really think about it. But it's important to be careful about that. So I'm going to take just a quick breath and see if anybody has questions about that. All right, silence is golden, and I'm seeing nothing come up in the chat. So we're going to move on. And so I am a professional online collaboration day job person. I work for the US military as a contractor in unclassified online collaboration. And there's a million tools out there, millions. And I'm recommending Google because it has a great user interface. It is my personal favorite for the ease of use. So there are lots and lots of things out there that you can do, that you can use. I'm recommending Google, but there are many others. So go ahead and try them out if you like. What we're doing today is we're going to focus on Google because I think it is one of the best user interfaces for free resources. Now, some of you may have seen lots of other resources out there, like Microsoft Teams and stuff like that. Those have a price tag on them, and they can be great, especially if your company is paying for them. But Google is free, and there's so much that you can do with these free resources. Also, if you have a phone that is a Droid-based phone, there's a lot of automatic synchronization that happens on your phone. Back in 2016, I was running the SCA 50-year celebration performing arts department. I did it all from this phone and Google resources. So it's super powerful, free, easy to use, and that's why I'm recommending it. But it is not the only thing out there, so it's just my recommendation. Let's get down to business. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, hi. So today we have a teaching assistant, which is my friend Marvin. All right, say a nice polite hello, Marvin.
Hello, Marvin, politely.
Yeah. So Marvin is going to be our guinea pig today.
I'm not a guinea pig.
Yes, you are a guinea pig, but it's a metaphor. It's not an actual guinea pig rodent. You're going to be showing everybody how we can start from the very beginning and create accounts and everything. So,
wow, that's intense. I didn't know, such responsibility.
Yes, it is a bit of responsibility. It is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Marvin as our example of a brand new Google user. And I'm so excited. I get to use Google. Yes, you do. You might want to calm down a little bit. So Marvin is one of my best oldest friends. And you can also friend Marvin on Facebook if you want to. You can find him under Marvin Sofijevich. And he's very friendly, but he certainly does have quite a mouth.
I do not have quite a mouth.
Marvin, if there was ever anybody who had a mouth, it is you.
All right.
So he's going to be our example today. So if you can see my screen.
That is it. Okay.
So Marvin and I are going to build a new account for Marvin.
My own account?
Yeah, Marvin, it's gonna be your own account. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this sign in button and we're gonna go to use another account, create account. So if you see on the Google interface on the bottom here, it says create account. We're gonna create a brand new account. For myself, first name, last name. You're gonna have to do some typing, Marvin.
Okay.
Sofijevich. Okay, and we're gonna ask it to automatically give us a username. So Marvin Sofijevich is here. We are going to create a password, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Everybody has their own method of doing passwords, so we're gonna be very careful about this. All right, and confirm it. There we go. All right, highly recommend you use as many combinations of letters and numbers and symbols and keep it going. So we're gonna, there we go. I don't wanna save it there. Okay, phone number, it's optional. We're not gonna use this right now. Recovery email address, I'm actually going to use a completely different email address that I have for some other reasons. And let's see, my birthday, you got to just make sure you're saying that you are, okay, I'm going to say rather not say because Marvin doesn't really have a gender. The birthday is important, so we're just going to say January 3rd, 1970 to make sure that he's an adult. All right. So privacy and terms, just got to be sure that you read that at least once. And there we go. All right, so you see the little M in the corner? That means it's Marvin's account. Yes, you do, Marvin. Is great. This is so awesome. I'm so excited. Very good. So Marvin now has his own account. Anybody can do it this way. You've got your own space here on Google. Now, if you see in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little box of 9 boxes, the grid. And this shows you all the additional apps. So the word app is short for application, and it applies to both anything that you can use on your computer or your phone. The idea is it's an application, it's a piece of software. So what we're going to do is we're going to start over here on Drive. Drive is a space for you to save content. You can also create content. And this is going to be the heart of what we use for creating our kind of a hack for a website. So we're starting on Drive. And you can add files in a multitude of different ways. You can click and drag them from your computer, or you can create them. We are going to start by creating a document. So I'm going to go to the New button up here, New, and then I have these options down here. I want you to see all of them. There's a bunch of great options. Google Docs is your main bread and butter. This is how you can create a simple document that is online and visible to anybody. So we're going to start with a blank document. And the first document I am going to create is a kind of table of contents. And within this document, I'm going to lay out everything that's going to go into my Google Drive that I want to share with the world.
So is that like all the class handouts that I ever made?
Yes, absolutely. It's your class handouts, and it's all of your resources that you want to share with the whole world. So anything that you've created, Marvin, it's going to go in there.
Oh my God, I've written so many things, and I want to write more, and I want to share it with everybody.
So this is where to go. All right. Okay. So you gotta go. So right now we're going to put in a title. Table of spell content for Marvin. So which is Google Drive. All right, so Marvin, what do you want to put in there?
Well, I have so many things. I want to put in my class handouts for everything that I've ever taught.
Okay, well you haven't really taught any classes.
But I've been there when you teach.
Yeah, okay, well that's fine. We can use, how about we use my class handouts, and you can put in yours later when you actually write something.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
All right, so we're going to add in some class handouts. What else would you like to put in there?
Can I put in my my profile, like OkCupid?
Yeah, but let's not use the OkCupid one. We're going to use the SCA one. So we're going to like describe who you are, and maybe put in like a picture or something, and then we'll put all of that in here so people know who you are.
Oh my God, this is great! I'll find a date yet.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later in your OkCupid addiction. All right, so we are going to add some text in here for what we want to put in here. So class handouts, Marvin's profile, and let's say Marvin's contact information. All right, so these are the things that we would like to share. I'm going to do a little formatting and make it a bullet list. Ooh, I'm gonna keep the extra ones out of that. Alrighty, so this is our this is the basis of our introduction of what we're going to share with the world. Now up here in the Untitled document, you just click it once and it actually shows the first sentence that you've got there. You can always edit this if you want to, but this is what we're going to do. Alrighty, so one of the things about Google Docs is that it saves automatically. So if you see here, last edit was seconds ago, you can see the version history if you want to compare versions, or basically you can just, come on, open up. You can just check that to make sure that it has saved correctly. Alrighty, so we have our, let's see, we have our, okay, here we go. This is what I did wrong. Okay, shut that off. We have our basic beginning of a document here. So the next thing we're going to do is go back to Drive and set up some folders. So here under the New button again, we're going to create a folder. And the first one is going to be Class Handouts. And hit Create. And then the next one is going to be Marvin Info. Okay. Marvin Info. And we're going to put his profile and his contact information in. So you see we have two folders now and our table of contents. Now for the class handouts, I'm double clicking on that and we have an option to drop the files in here. So what we could do is open up the File Explorer. Oops, sorry, hold on. File Explorer is on Windows, and on a Mac there's something similar. So I could take this this view of my files and just click and drag something in here. So let's say online conference tools comparison. Click and drag, and it copies, and voila, there it is in my class handouts. Now also, you could hit File Upload from the new button, and from here I've got set up already some documents that I wanted to put in here. All right, so let's. Okay, here we go. These are some of the things that I was ready to share. So here's the Penzig Pile. This is a great resource that I think is great. I'm hitting that and hit open, and you see in the bottom it's uploading. By the way, I'm uploading a copy of the Penzig Pile, and this is a great resource for anybody doing dance music in the SCA. It is a great compilation of the most commonly used pieces of dance music with the copyright managed, friendly copyright. That is one. Let's go do another one. And let's see, another dance thing. And let's do one more. File upload. Shakespeare in Germany. That's another one. Alrighty. So these are examples of files. If you have had a file that you use as a class handout, all you got to do is upload it. Now, what happens if you don't really have your handout already made and you want to just sort of create something on the fly? You can absolutely do that. Is this where I get to write something? Yes, Marvin, you get to write something. What would you like to share with the people? We're going to go to Google Docs and we are going to upload or we're going to start with a blank document.
How about How to Be Awesome by Marvin?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's do that. We're going to do How to Be.
Okay, first of all, you have to just live freely and love each other, right? Be good to each other.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good advice. Okay, so we're going to type up a new class handout. All right, you ready for this?
Oh, I can't wait. I'm typing now.
So we're going to type out How to Be Awesome by Marvin Sophia. Class handout. All right, and let's see. Step 1, live freely. Step 2, love often. And what do you think is the third one?
Be excellent to each other.
Okay, that's great advice. Okay, be excellent to each other. Okay, and there you go. There is your very basic class handout. So this is, okay, again, go up to Untitled Document. It will be up there in the title. So what you have now is a Google Doc that is your class handout, or at least it's the very beginning of it. It's a very simple class on how to be awesome by Marvin. So it's already saved. So I'm going to just close this and take a look at my class handouts folder. And you see we've got these handful that I uploaded, and then there's the how to be awesome that we just created. So there are two different ways to upload or create class handouts. And that works for any kind of a document. So you see the pending file is not a class handout of mine. It's somebody else created it, but they shared it. And I want to make it available to people. You can absolutely get the pending file from a publicly available site. All you got to do is Google it and you'll find it. So so this is what we want to compile for Marvin's class handouts folder. So all that's available. Now let's go back to my drive, and you see we have class handouts. Now we also have Marvin info. So Marvin wanted to share some information about himself. So we're going to hit new again and make another Google Doc, blank document. And okay, he wanted to share about his profile. Okay, so Marvin, Sophia, Rich's profile. So Marvin is a silly orange puppet with a free spirit and a loud mouth. All right, so I think that's pretty much enough for a description. We can also add a picture, and I don't know if we really have a good picture of Marvin. So I tell you what, we're just going to, we're gonna do a little search on Google to see if there is anything. Marvin, yeah, bitch. Just want to see if there's anything out there. Images. Wow, that's really funny. Okay, there does not seem to be anything publicly available. All right, so I tell you what, we're gonna go with orange puppet. All right, there we go. Okay, these are gonna be friends of Marvin's. Oh, I like this one. All right. So, actually, one thing to note about when you do searches here for these kinds of resources, it's important to make note of copyright here. And one of the things that you can do is search under usage type here with Google and see what kind of usage it has been licensed for. So, labeled for reuse, this is really good for making sure you're not going to violate anybody's copyright. Let's take a look at this. And all right, all of these are really adorable. And oh, this is great. Here we go. There's an Ubi hand puppet that's a lot like Marvin. All right, so I'm clicking on this. It's in Wikimedia Commons, so that's super. So I'm going to right-click this and say Save Image As. This is going to be in my desktop. And so there we go. I found an image. And now I want to insert this image into my document. So here we go. Insert image. Upload from computer. I hope you're following along. And here we go. There's the document, and voila. So I have just added an image into my Google Doc. So now it is very basic, quick profile, and we're gonna close this one, and we want to have one more that was Marvin's contact information. So we're going to do another Google Doc right here, blank document, and say Marvin, Sophia, Pitch, contact info. Okay, and so really we only have the one thing for Marvin. Marvin, Sophia, Pitch at gmail.com. All right, Marvin does not have a phone number. That's fine. That's a good thing, I think. So now we have one little quick document that has his contact information. And again, make sure the title is saved. So now we've got a whole bunch of great content, and it's all in our Google Drive, Marvin's Google. So the next bit is to start linking all of these pieces into the table of contents. So here we are back at the table of contents. You remember that? That's the document that we started out with. And what we're going to do is take each of these pieces of text and add a link to it so that it will link to the internal documents that we just built in the Google Drive. So over here, we're going to start with Marvin's profile. So here, we're going to open that up and here we go. We're going to go to the share button. And we want to get a link. Okay, so okay, we're gonna talk about the permissions later. Right now, we're gonna copy the link. So the link is now copied. I'm gonna go back to the table of contents, and I'm gonna select Marvin's profile. I'm selecting the text, and then I hit insert, and where is it? Here, link right there. And now I paste the link. I'm gonna hit Control V and apply. And voila. Now we have made a link on this piece of text that goes to this document. All right. So I'm going to close that one out. Now I'm going back to table of contents. I want to go to my Marvin's contact information. So that's this document. Again, open it up. Go to the share button. Loading. Okay, get the link, copy link, go back to the table of contents, highlight the text for where you want it to go, hit insert, go down here to link. I'm hitting Control V to paste the link in, hit apply, and voila. Now we've got one for class handouts. Now what class handouts is going to be is a link to the folder. So we're going back here. Oh, we don't want that one. We want this one. So let's go back. We're going to look at my drive and go to class handouts. Now I'm clicking on this. It's a folder and it's got all this great stuff in it that we just loaded into the folder. So for here, I'm going to class handouts and get shareable link. This is a link to the folder. And right here, shareable link. Voila. Okay, copy link. I'm copying it and I'm going back to table of contents and I'm going to highlight class handouts and again go back to insert, link, and Control V to paste it in and apply. Voila. Okay, this is awesome. All my great stuff is online. Yes, it is. It is. So can everybody see it now? Well, actually, Marvin, that is a very good question because not everybody can see it right now. It's restricted because we did not open it up or share it with people yet. But that's the whole point. Yeah, I know. But it's really a best practice. Create all your stuff and then decide who you want to share it with. Do you want to share it with the whole world? Or do you want to share it with just some certain people? You want to share it with you know, a specific number of people and let them edit it? Do you want them to just see it? There's so many questions. Yes, this is a tough part. It's called permissions. And it's a very, very important piece. So now that we've created all this great stuff for you, Marvin, we're going to talk about permissions. So, all right, who do you want to share all this stuff with? Everybody.
the whole world. Everybody needs to know how to be awesome. And they need to know how to find me and connect with me, and so I can teach them how to be awesome.
Well, great. All right. I'm thrilled. That's super. Let's do that. So we are going to share this with absolutely everybody. So go back to Drive. Okay, we're done here. We're going to Drive. So this is the top level, I should say. The My Drive shows you absolutely everything in here. And I recommend that you don't necessarily share everything in your Drive with the whole public, but take it a piece at a time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this table of contents. This is the document that is our basis for sharing information and all these nice links. So we're going to go back to that share button right here. And then you have a lot of options, right here. So right now, Marvin Sofijevich, he's the owner. You can choose to share with very specific people. So let's say Marvin wants to just share it with me. We can put orangesophie@gmail.com. We can put that in there. That's me. So now I can log in and share with him there. And put a little message in there. Hi, Sophia. I'm sharing my Google table of contents with you. Don't mess it up. Okay. Love, Marvin. There you go. So now there's another thing to check. We're sharing it, but at what level do you want to share it? Over here under the button that says editor, you've got some options. Viewer means you just see it, and that's actually the safest. Commenter means you can, as an outside user, view and also add comments. So let's say you want to build a document and you have your handout, and then you want to offer it up to a group of people to add comments and review your document. You can do that there. Or editor means someone can mess with it. They can edit it. And that's great if you want to share something that a lot of people are going to be pitching in on. So we're going to keep it at viewer for now. So keep in mind, table of contents for Marvin Sofijevich's Google Drive. And so that's what he's sharing with me. So hit send. And now I'm going to get an email at my email address that tells me that he's shared this with me. Now here's another level. Let's go back to share. And down here under get link, it says restricted. Only people added can open with this link. That's the tightest level of security. We want to change to anyone with the link. This means that anybody with the link can see it, and they are a viewer. And that is what I really recommend, is that you let anybody with the link view your document. So now I'm going to copy this link and then hit done. Now, what is super fun about this is that we can go to, let's say, Facebook, and I can go to my my little Facebook thing and say, let's create a post. Marvin Sofijevich has just set up a new Google Doc for sharing information about his hobbies. Here is the link if you would like to read what he has to share. Voila. So I just hit Control V and pasted it in there. I would actually recommend not having the preview in there because it just gets confusing. So we now have this link that you can share on Facebook or in an email or anywhere. It's a link like any other. You can give it out wherever you want to. And I'm going to hit post, and now it's out there. And so this puppy is visible to absolutely anybody that has that link. Now there's another level of sharing that you got to be careful about, and that is over here, all the content. How far do you want that to be shared? So my husband's saying something to me. So here under class handouts, let's say that maybe I don't want absolutely all of this to be shared completely with the public. But let's say I do want the How to Be Awesome to be shared. So I'm going to hit How to Be Awesome and go back to the share button. And it's a little slow. All right, here we go. We are going to hit Get Link and change it to anybody with the link. All right, so now this link will be open to anybody. So I'm going to hit Done. And now this document is shared with absolutely anybody. However, the rest of the class handouts are still private. So it depends on how far you want to share everything. Right now, I don't really want to share all of that because it's just kind of a demo. But now Marvin's How to Be Awesome class handout is available to absolutely anybody who has the link. And anybody that's looking at this that I just published, they have the link. So it's right here under class handouts. So let's see, let's go to Marvin's profile, Marvin's contact information. Sorry, same one. Okay, class handouts up here. So let's go back to, oops, sorry, my drive. We're gonna go to Marvin info. Alrighty. So I actually don't want Marvin's contact information to be shared with the whole public, but I would like his profile to be shared with the whole public because it's hilarious. And so we're going to go to this document and again go to the share button. And I hope this looks familiar by now. We're going to share it to anybody who has the link right there and hit Done. So that's his profile and the contact information. Maybe this is something you want to share with the whole world. I don't really want his brand new email address to be publicly available yet. If you want yours to be publicly available, this is one way to do it. It all depends on your privacy level. I have some emails that I make public and some that I don't. So some of them are prepared for a lot of spam, and I have various levels of protection on those. But basically, you've got your own security levels, and what I'm sharing with you here is a suggestion for how to do it very, very safely. So we are going to take his, this is his contact information, and I am just going to share it with a friend, being me. Link to Marvin's contact info. So we have that, and now I'm going to get another email that says that Marvin has shared this with me. So let's go back to the My Drive. So I'm going to take a breath here and summarize. And we've still got 15 minutes, and we're going to add. We're going to have some time for questions. But I want to basically review what we have done. We created a Google account, and we went to My Drive and built a single document here that is a table of contents, and we added some links that link to other places within our Google Drive. So we built some things and we uploaded some things, and that's the basic idea of taking your content that you might put on a website, but instead uploading it to a Google Drive and then sharing the links how you want those links to be shared. So that's my summary for the moment. And I want to also acknowledge that we've got a little message from Oswin. that he says there might be a potential problem, and that's fine. We can absolutely handle the problems. So what do you think we need to handle?
Well, I just followed your link from Marvin's Facebook page, and they're still restricted. And I think that's because when you set the links up in your table of contents document, you grab the restricted link instead of the open access link.
Look at that. Great. Good catch. Brilliant. Look at that. I love it. You see,
You are so smart, Oswin. You have found great things that will share with the world.
yeah, okay. He found a good issue. That's wonderful. So you're right. Good. Let's take a look at that. All right. So we also have another question from Kiar Ingen Fishnai. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. I'm so sorry. If the table of contents is shared, but then the links within it are specific to a particular person. Yes, then that particular person is the only one who has the permission to access that document. So somebody might be able to see that there is a document with a link, but then if they click on it, they won't be able to open it. So that's a way of managing your security. All right, let's go fix that. So let's see. How did we set it up? All right, so let's go back to Marvin info. We wanted his profile here to be accessible. So we go to the share button and loading. Get the link. Anyone on the internet with this link can view. Great. I'm going to copy the link. Let's go back to our table of contents document. And that was Marvin's profile. So we're going to select this and edit the link. Do you see that little button I hit? Here, let's do that again just to make sure you see it. Select the text, and there's a little pencil icon that says edit the link. Voila. And here we go. We're going to delete that out and hit Control V because that's what I just copied, and hit apply. All righty. So that should now be uploaded. Alrighty, and let's see the share link for this table of contents. Let's make sure that that is what it needs to be. Get link. Anyone on the internet can, with this link, can view. Okay, copy link. All right, now I'm going to go back to my Facebook, and I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go to my Facebook post and edit it and make sure that I have the right link in there. Voila, there we go. So now anybody that clicks back on that should be able to see this link that we just made sure was public to anybody on the internet. Alrighty, so let's see. Marvin's contact information, we wanted that private, and the class handouts. That's another one we have to update. So let's go back to, oh, not that one. We want to go back to the drive and let's see, table of contents. Okay, we're clicking that open. And I'm going to go to the share button and make sure that it's public. There we go. This link can view, copy link. Okay. All right, you know what? I think I just got a little confused. All right, I have my table of contents. What did I just put on Facebook? All right, sorry, this is me. This is me going too fast because I'm pressed for time. All right, let's make sure I've done this correctly. Table of contents is what I'm looking at right here. This is what I want to share publicly. And I have my share button here. Get link down here. Anyone on the internet with this link can view. Copy the link. All right. And I want to go back to my Facebook. All right. And Google Doc. All right. I'm just going to edit this, and I'm just going to repaste what I have here just to make absolutely certain I know what I'm doing. Okay. Control V. There you go. Yeah. So sorry, I was going too fast. But there you have it. Alrighty. Let's close out some of these. And make sure we only have one showing. Okay, beautiful. All right, we got another question in the chat. So is it best to create the links on the table of contents after setting up the document share level? Yes, exactly. That's what we just learned. I was just going through it a little too fast. And yeah, absolutely. But what we also did learn is that you can edit it later. If you make a mistake, like I did, it's great. It's a learning moment. You can go back and edit it later. So, you know, what I find is that things are always going to ebb and change. And sometimes you might have a class handout that is draft, and then you get a couple of friends to share it and add comments, and then you want to open it up to the whole world. So you do just what I did there. You go back to the document, hit the share button, change the share settings, and then take the link and copy it into the place where you want it to be, so that it can be at the level you need it to be. Alrighty, so I tell you what, we got about 10 minutes left. I went through a whole lot of information really, really fast. So I'm hoping that if you have questions, you can identify those questions now. It's always really good to share, and this is a video that's going to be available later for you to come back to. So any kind of questions you have now might help other people in the future. Please do chime in, put it in the chat box, and let me know how.
I have a question.
Yes, great.
I don't know if this is related or not, but is there any way to make it not save all the time? All the Google Drive stuff?
When you say save.
Well, you said it saves automatically.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. No, it is a function that it just saves all the time. So if you need to go back to versions, you can use this button here. Last edit was 4 minutes ago. You can go back to a version that used to happen. So see, we have current version and then the last version it saved at back at, you know, half an hour ago. So yeah, you can revert to other versions if it's saved and you're like, no, go back. You know, stupid Google.
Okay, because I have lost something one time because it saved and I didn't expect it to save.
Yeah. Oh, hey, the version control is super easy. Go right back to that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Great question, Sandy. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So any other questions? I would love to hear what you guys are interested in and how you might use this to share more good, juicy information with the rest of the world, especially when building a website can be kind of intimidating and a lot of work. This is kind of an easy peasy way to do it.
Maybe an obvious question, but you can save outside content links in this as well, right?
Yes, let's go do that. Oh my God, great question. I love that. I'm just very excited. Let's do that.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. How about this? I got a great idea. Let's share the Mid-Realm University homepage. Okay, Okay, I just happen to have this easily available. Okay, the Royal University of the Mid-Realm, coolest ever thing that ever existed. Let's take the URL up here, and I'm just going to hit Control-C and copy it. I'm going to go to the table of contents, and let's say Marvin's recommended learning systems. And I'm just going to put a quick link right there. And so now I know that the table of contents is shared publicly, and I'm just adding a link to the page, and it's going to save. Yeah, seconds ago. That's super. And voila! So now anybody that clicks on Marvin's table of contents will be able to see this. We could also, let's say, we could also make a whole new document. So let's say Google Docs and another blank document. Marvin's recommended links. something like that. Okay, Royal University of the Mid-Realm. All right, best media group ever. That would be efficiency.com. Oh, I think I need a www in front of that. There we go. And also, just because it is a very cool new thing, I'll say Virtualandia, virtual. There we go. Virtual Atlantia. This is another really cool learning opportunity. Virtual Atlantia is it's kind of a web page that Atlantia folks built to compile all of these great online resources that we've got. All right, so I just had some external links. I added them to this new document. I'm going to make sure the title is correct. Marvin's recommended links. And I do want to share this super publicly because everybody needs to know this. So get link, change to anybody with the link. Got it. Okay, I'm going to copy the link. Done. And then go back to my table of contents and say Marvin's favorite links. And voila, there we go. So now we have that public document shared here, and it's on the public table of contents, which everybody can see. So there you have it. So now, Oswin, you've got a couple more places where people can find the RUM homepage, and Marvin is a great supporter.
Yeah, I love you guys. Royal University of the Mid-Realm rocks. Yeah, it's good people.
Yeah, I know, you're a big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
So, alrighty, so we're coming to the end. I want to make sure that everyone understands the sharing is important because content shared on the internet, especially when it's made public, will be public to absolutely anybody. Make sure that you use that share button carefully. However, when you do use it carefully, it can make all sorts of great information available for anybody to get, or very specific people to get. So this is something I really hope a lot of Scadians will use to publish their information, especially when our lives are so very online nowadays. We're doing everything online. And so, you know, if Marvin can do it, so can anybody.
Yeah, I'm very inspirational. I love being here. Thank you, Sophie.
Oh, you're welcome, Marvin.
And thank you, Oswin. I really, really love you guys. Royal University of the Mid-Realm rocks. Yeah, love you guys.
Okay, you done?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
So, you know, any last call for questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up and say another big thank you to Oswin and the entire Royal University of the Mid-Realm team. All right, beautiful. Everybody's happy. They learned something. No more questions. All right, super.
So
Great.
thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. Happy sharing.